Bonjour.
In 1968, Charles de Gaulle is the first president of the Fifth Republic in France. He is also considered as the one who saved France during World War II, and is famous for his call at the radio in London on the 18th of June 1940. This resistance is considered as the one who can settle the Algeria problem. But at that time, Charles de Gaulle is 78 years old, and he has not the same vision as young French people. His nationalism way of thinking comes up with the generation of people who is scared for his future and who doesn't recognize itself in the educational system. In March 1968, a strike starts in Nanterre next to Paris, but the movement really increased on the 3rd of May at La Sorbonne. Students are going into the street to protest against that system, and it really displeased the government, which reacted by covering those events in a really soft way, the news during the first days. The government is reacting to that crisis by using censorship. The operation leads the students and many journalists to use the radio to spread their message. Radio at that time is considered as the first media in France.
Elle profite sans complexe de l'enrichissement général. Elle est consommatrice avant d'être productrice, dépensière.
You can listen to it in your car,
Les premières autoroutes
or
de
even on the
Méditerranée.
streets where you can listen to it by using the transistor. In 1968, 65% of the French population is listening to it every day against 53% for TV. At that time, medias are controlled by the ORTF, which was created in 1964 by Charles de Gaulle. The ORTF can be considered as the French BBC. It means that the government has the total power of the media at that time. The French media is governmental. As Ronan O'Reilly in 1964 with his pirate radio, in 1968 students are going to use the same way to spread their message as the strike is still going on. Pirate radios from Luxembourg or Germany called RTL and Europe 1 are peripheral radios, and they emit from these countries. Those radios permit to French students to know how the strike is going on and how it shows the real aspect of what is happening during this period of May 68. France is living this event on live by listening to the radio. They call them Radio Barricade. Some artists are drawing the reality of the events by publishing posters to show the reality. Censorship is everywhere. The only way to get real information is by listening those Radio Barricade. The events are increasing and the working class is joining the strike. They think that their rights are not respected. On the 3rd of May, a strike paralyzed France for 2 days. On the 23rd of May, government sees the impact of radio and decides to shut down the radio airwaves. Unfortunately, it will not stop the journalists who are asking to people living in the Latin Quarter to go up in their apartments and use their home phones to connect their mic and spread the info. The First Minister, Georges Pompidou, sees the opportunity and decides to ask for a referendum. He's asking to French if they still want Charles de Gaulle for president. With what happened, Charles de Gaulle decides to escape from Paris for a day. Conservatives are scared to lose him and try to get him back. When he comes back, he decides to share a message at the radio and says that he will not give up on his functions and calls students and the working class to go back to. At that time, France is mostly conservative and some accords are made with students and the working class to fix everything. On the
Vendredi
14th
14
of
juin, la
June,
messe est dite,
students are asked
l'Odéon
to
est
leave la
évacué dans
Sorbonne
l'indifférence générale.
without saying
2
anything.
semaines plus tard, les élections législatives consacreront le raz-de-marée gaulliste et une défaite humiliante pour la gauche. Épilogue douloureux pour ceux qui croyaient alors que la vie allait immédiatement changer. Ils ne pouvaient pas se douter que leurs idées allaient faire leur chemin dans la société tout entière.
This event signed the end of the strike and the end of a better world for those students. Radio has been a real help for those who wanted equality.